Hello and welcome to another video. Now today we're going to be taking a look at a previous video, and this is called Excel Get Data from Closed Workbooks using VBA, and this is from about 4 years ago, from 2017, and so far it's had just over 7,000 views. Now the latest question I've had on this is, rather than getting data from a single cell and pasting it into the current workbook, what we want to do is get an entire sheet and paste it in as a new sheet in this existing workbook. So let's have a look at how we can do this. Now I've recreated the original file here, and what I've done is slightly changed it so that over here, rather than having a cell reference, we have the new sheet name that we want the sheet to be called in our current workbook. So this workbook at the moment has one sheet called Start, and after we run this through, it'll have two new sheets which are taken from that file there, which is currently closed, and they will be source 1 and source 2, or just source and source 2. Now the particular way this code is written, they're going to go in the opposite order. The reason for this is they're going to be pasted in after my sheet 1, which is Start. So the first one it gets to is going to be source. It's going to paste that in as dataset 1, so that'll put a new sheet here called dataset 1. And the second one is source 2. It's going to go in as dataset 2, and it's going to go immediately to the right of Start. So dataset 1 will have been pushed across to the right. Now of course you could sort these in a different order, and then it will run through and they'll be pasted in the order in which you want. Let's have a look at the code. So the first thing, the code is similar to the one before. We're going to say get sheet, or get data sheet, and we're going to start off by making sure that we're in the correct position to actually start. So we're going to make sure we're on the correct file, make sure we're on the correct sheet within that file, and the correct cell within that sheet. Now this is important because we're going to be using offset down here, and we need to make sure that we're offsetting from the correct starting position to get the right values. Now back in this workbook here, that is going to be my starting cell, E1. I'm going to set up a loop which counts how many rows there are here, and I'm going to offset from this cell down a certain number, and that number will be my X, so it will do that for each loop. And then from there I'm going to go left a certain number of cells, so in this case 4 cells to the left, down 1, 4 to the left. That will get me my workbook name. I then need the workbook path. Now this is simply concatenating together the folder location and whatever the file name is. I'm then going to be getting the sheet name. This would have to be hard-coded in, so this is the sheet name from the source file that I want to copy. And then of course I've got the new sheet name I want it to be pasted in as, and all of these are from E1. They're offset down by however many I am through my loop, and then left by 4, 3, 2, 1 to get the correct values. So if I pop back to my code, we'll see that here we're going to be doing the offset, and we've done it for total rows. Now total rows has actually counted how many rows there are in that current region. So if I go back here and show the current region, that's showing me 3 rows. So I don't want to run this through 3 times. I only want to run it through twice, so I subtract 1. So there's where I've subtracted 1 at the end, and I'm going to start by going from number 1 to my total rows, which in this case is only 2. So back here, what it's going to do is it's going to start there. X will be 1, so the very first time it will go down by 1, the second time it will go down by 2, and that's how it's going to run through the loop. So I've gone down by X, which in this case is 1, and then I go left 4, left 3, left 2, left 1 to get my workbook. That's the name of the workbook, my path, my sheet, and my new sheet. So these are variables that I'm setting up here to be loaded with those different values. I'm now going to open that closed workbook. So here I'm saying workbooks open. The file name is whatever my path value is for this iteration of the loop. I'm then going to say let's go to the correct workbook sheet, and in this case it's going to be my sheet, which again is whatever my sheet is for this iteration of the loop. I'm then going to do the same and say my new sheet is going to be loaded up with the -1 value, so that's the name that I want to call this new sheet, which here will be dataset 1 in the first instance. Once I've got all those values loaded up and I've actually opened the workbook, my sheet, and I'm then going to say copy this after. Now this workbook will always be the workbook that contains the code that's running. So this workbook after sheet 1. I'm then going to immediately rename that, because as soon as I've pasted it in after this workbook, that will be the active sheet within the workbook, and I'm simply going to rename it as the name of my new sheet, which is the name that I've loaded up from here from the -1 value. I then immediately close my workbook. So my workbook, which is the workbook from A1 or A2, and that's the name of the workbook which I'm going to close. Now you do need to have the file extension within that name there, so you can't just put in source data. It does have to have the .xlsx, otherwise that bit of code is not going to work properly. I then need to make sure I go back to this workbook, which is the one that has the code in it, and I go back to my starting sheet, which is where I want to be before I go through the next iteration of my loop. Because we're not actually changing cells anywhere, we're doing an offset from the active cell, I don't need to reset my E1, but if I wanted to be bulletproof, I could take that line of code there and paste it in under here as well, just to make sure that it's absolutely bulletproof. Or I could take the whole of that code there and simply paste it in underneath here, not of course including the total rows. It then goes through the loop as many times as it needs to do. So let's have a look at this in practice. Let's see how it actually works. So at the moment, that's the file I want to get the data from. There's the path, it's on my desktop. That's the sheet I want to copy, and that's what I want it to become in this particular file. I'm going to start, and I'm going to make sure I'm not in E1 because that has to be my starting cell, but the code will take me to E1. I'm just going to bring this down slightly so we can actually see the code running, and okay, I'll just push it off to the side as well. So it's like, now I've done that so that we can actually see the cell that we're going to go to. I'm going to step through this code using F8, and we'll be able to see how it works in this first instance. So this line here says I'm going to make sure I've selected the XL file, production data XLSM, which is this current file that I've got working on. I'm now going to make sure I'm on the right sheet, which is start, because once I've added sheets, as I add them, they become the active sheet. So I've made sure I'm on the right sheet. I'm also going to make sure I go to the right cell. So remember, we've got that offset from E1, so that cell has actually selected E1. Now, one thing to remember when you're writing VBA is every time you do a select, it slows things down by a huge factor. So where you can refer to things using an offset rather than selecting things, it will make your code run significantly faster. However, this is only running through 2 loops here. Might be half a dozen loops, might be 20 loops. That will be irrelevant in the speed of running things. I'm now going to say my total rows is my active cell, and the region, the current region, in other words, however big there is touching data, and how many rows there are. So this is touching that, and they're all touching each other, and they're going to be 3 rows, and I want to say count how many there are and subtract 1, and my total rows now becomes 2, because I have 2 rows and a header. I'm now going to say x equals 1 to total rows, which is 2, so this is going to loop through twice. Now obviously if I added in extra items down here, my x would become, it would run through the loop more times. So at the moment x is nothing. As soon as I run this line, x now becomes 1 because it's the first instance going through. So it's going to get the first row of data. I'm now going 4 to the left, so I go down 1 and 4 to the left, and my workbook now becomes the name source data with the file extension as well. So remember to put the file extension in here. My next one, my path, now becomes the path, and I need that for when I open the file. My sheet is currently empty. It's now loaded up with source, which it gets from here, the offset 1 minus 2. And my new sheet now becomes dataset 1, which is the name I want for the new sheet. I'm now going to run this line, and it's going to open the mypath file. So that's the mypath file open, and it's run through all the rest of the code there as well. And the reason is because I pressed the wrong button. I pressed F5 instead of F8. And what it's done is it's closed down that other workbook. So the other workbook is not open anywhere, but what it did in the background was it loaded up the data from those. So it's got the sheets, it's pasted them into this workbook, and I'll just close that down. And they have gone in. The first one it pasted in was dataset 1, the second one was dataset 2. And there we have it. That's how we copy an entire sheet from a closed workbook by opening the workbook, and the code will open it as read-only, or you can change the code to open it as read-only or read-write, whatever you prefer. And it's then pasted it into this workbook as dataset 1 by a determined name over here, dataset 2 by a determined name over here. Okay, so hopefully, Ross, that's answered your question. If not, pop a comment below this video, and as always, thank you for listening.